yummies, it's Mo coming to you from sunny and warm LA. I am so excited, y'all. I am in Los Angeles, California. I secured a nanny job assignment here, so I'll be here for a few months. And yeah, it's been interesting, but I came on here to show you guys. Look, this is my first time getting one of these little fruit cup thingies. Look at that. It's got the chamoy and the tahini. I did watermelon, cucumber, and pineapple. I really wanted mango, but he said the mangoes weren't ripe. So that was a bit disappointing, but I'm excited. I'm also kind of nervous because I'm scared I'm not gonna like it. So this big cup of fruit was $8, and then I gave him a $2 tip. So take a bite with me. I think let's start with the cucumber. There we go. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not a fan. I think the flavors are kind of weird together. And I'm pretty sure I've tasted the tahini on some fruit before and didn't like it. But I thought maybe the chamoy would make it taste a bit different. I just like my fruit just as is. I don't want no salt. I don't want no flavor. I just want the juicy fruit. So let's try it with the pineapple. The pineapple tastes better than the cucumber. I'm sure because it's got that sweet to offset that tangy. I don't even know how to describe it. Like the spices. It's interesting. I mean, I know that it's very popular. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like I said, I just like fresh fruit. Plain and simple. I don't need all the extra sodium. But maybe by the time I get to the end of this, it'll grow on me. So I really just wanted to come on here and document my first time trying one of these little Mexican fruit bowls. I don't know what you call them. I don't think you're supposed to call it a Mexican fruit bowl. I don't know. I don't know. I think the pineapple is my favorite. It don't taste bad with the pineapple. I should probably take my tongue ring out. I keep biting it. I don't know what it is about this fruit. Maybe it's too big of a bite, but I bit my tongue ring twice now, and that's a no-no. So I guess I can just update y'all really quick. First of all, I still have so much footage. Like, I have been filming bits and pieces of stuff here and there. I just don't edit it and put it out. But what's been happening in LA? So I just got here less than a week ago. Hasn't even been a week yet. So I'm still trying to like wrap my head around everything that LA is, because it's crazy. LA is crazy. And y'all know I'm just a small girl from Kansas City. So being in a big town like LA, it's definitely overwhelming. Like, it's extremely overwhelming. especially since I'm doing van life at the same time. So like I have been having some, I wouldn't say difficulties, but just learning how to do van life in LA, because it's not as friendly as any of the other states I've been in. Like I'm having a hard time finding parking, and like they charge you for everything in LA. They practically charge you to breathe in LA. So you have to pay for parking like pretty much everywhere. Now I have found a few spots here and there. Like right now I'm at a park that I didn't have to pay for parking, thank goodness. So I've just been kind of like camped out here for most of today. What else? So this is how it happened, which is crazy because I mean, again, with some manifesting, I knew that I wanted to like winter in LA. So I'm like, ooh, I'll go to LA, spend the winter there because the weather is gorgeous. It's like almost 80 degrees today, not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. Look at me. I got on a tank top. I just went for a nice little walk, give me some vitamin D. Like, so the weather, the weather is chef's kiss. The traffic is everything people say it is. The traffic is horrendous. The traffic is absolutely horrendous. It doesn't matter what time of the day, what day of the week. Like I got in on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and the traffic is insane. Like, and then it's crazy because it's like you can be at the same light for like 5 cycles. That is wild to me. Like literally at the same intersection, at the same light, and you have to wait for like several rotations before you actually make it through the intersection. It's crazy. What else can I report? Traffic's cray cray. I'm trying to get my juices here on the bottom part. They all soak to the bottom. I can taste the lime juice when he squeezed that lime juice on there. That's a nice touch. I could see myself putting lime juice on my fruit. That's kind of nice. Let's see. The homeless is crazy. Like just the whole wealth gap in general is crazy. Like you can have like a homeless person sleeping on the ground next to a Mercedes Benz or your Range Rover SUV. It's crazy. It's the type of shit you see in LA. This looks like a goddamn dead body. They're everywhere. Well, get this, y'all. I was at the park yesterday, and I see these 2 homeless people walking, like very obviously like scoping out a place to go do it. So I'm looking at them, and I wish I would have filmed. Oh, I wish I would have filmed. I just got a little bit of footage of them like walking away after everything was said and done. But like I full on like watched these 2 homeless people have sex in the park yesterday. So I see them, and they're kind of like looking. I'm like, what y'all getting ready to do? So they find like this little like hill. They go up the hill a bit, and like I'm just parked minding my own business. Like I was there first, and I'm like, I can see these people. So they kind of go up the hill a ways, and they kind of sit and talk for like maybe 5 minutes, and then that's when the action starts going. So I see the chick, she's like on the ground, spread eagle. I mean, they were kind of like off in the cut a bit, so I couldn't see everything, but I could see her like legs like in the air. So I'm like, uh-oh, they about to get it popping. So she give him a little tease or something, and then from there I see like her clothes just like flying off. She's throwing her clothes off, and then I see him, you know, stand up and take his pants down. So she's on all fours. Why am I telling y'all this? She's on all fours, and then they like doing it. So I'm like, damn, like they really up there doing it. Why I was cracking up though, because this is what made them stop. There is a man whose dog was off leash, and so his dog like sniffed them out. Like he went up the hill, and I'm like, damn, that dog getting ready to find him. And sure enough, the dog was like, you know, sniffed them out. And so they were still doing it when the dog came. But then the guy is like trying to figure out what the fuck his dog is doing up there. So he goes up the hill to retrieve his dog, and then he sees them. I don't think he said anything to him, and then they just like got dressed and then came back down the hill and walked off in a different direction. But I'm like, what is this? LA is crazy. Crazy. Man, I'm like, I ain't even been here a week yet. I done seen some shit. What else has happened? Let's see. I'm trying to get some more of this juice at the bottom without spilling this fruit everywhere. I had the most awesome time Friday night. So I met this guy on Instagram like 2 years ago. He had just like, he wasn't even like an actual like fan, but he stumbled upon my videos, and so he sent me a DM, and then we just kind of hit it off. And he's a gay guy, so not like that or anything, but we just like hit it off, and we were just kind of like messaging each other back and forth for a few weeks, and then we kind of fell off. So I followed him on Instagram, so I've been like watching him and his boyfriend's stories, so I feel like I've been keeping up with them. But y'all know I don't ever post anything on Instagram, so we just kind of hadn't talked for 2 years, but I knew that they were in LA. So I sent him a message as I was like heading into town, like, hey, I'm gonna be in LA for a while, like if you want to like meet in person. And we just picked right back up. It's been 2 years, we hadn't talked, but we picked right back up where we left off. He was so excited, like, oh yeah, like when you get in town, dinner's on us. And so we went to dinner this past Friday night, and it was so much fun. Like, it's crazy how we just click, kind of like with Michi. Like, this is a complete stranger, and then we meet in person, and it's like we known each other our whole lives. Like, we're just really good friends. So I had the most amazing time at dinner with them. The place we went to was so LA. Like, it's such an LA vibe of a restaurant. There's trees inside the restaurant, which I had to hug. I don't know if I've told you guys as of late, but I have like, I'm in my hippie era. Like, I'm very much in my hippie era. And so I hug trees now. And there's like, you know, these two really big trees in the restaurant, like in the restaurant. And I'm like, God, like I gotta hug this tree. Like, it took everything in me to stay in my seat and not hug that tree. But we ended up like closing the restaurant down, and so as we were leaving, like there was seriously no one else in there, so I was like, let me hug this tree real quick before we leave. But it was a nice little restaurant, and you know, they picked up the tab, which was so nice. I tried to like at least take care of the tip. They wouldn't let me. And then from there we like walked down a couple blocks to get ice cream, and I tried to pay for ice cream. They wouldn't let me. But it was such a good time. Like, I can't wait for us to hang out again because it was fun. And then as we were like walking back to our cars, a shooting star goes across the sky, like just the most magnificent, biggest, like long-lasting shooting star. Just, it was great. So at the time of my life, Friday night, that was so much fun. I think that's everything, y'all. So like I mentioned, I came here for work. I was chilling in Arizona, and I'm like, let me put out a couple feelers for like nanny jobs in LA and see what happens. And somebody bit like immediately, and she's like, hey, can you do an interview? So we did an interview, and then she's like, can you start in 2 days? And so then I'm like, oh shit, like I'm freaking out because it's like, and I was in Phoenix, Arizona, so from Phoenix to LA it's like 6.5 hours. And so I gotta go. So I'm like trying to get the van ready. I think I had to stop at the laundromat, like try to get all my laundry and stuff clean before I hit the road. Yeah, it was crazy. So actually from tacos, so I had made tacos like the day before, so luckily I had like some lunch to take on the road with me. But yeah, so I was kind of frantic, like holy shit, like I have a job that starts in 2 days in LA. And so that's why I just like darted across here. I know I had a subscriber leave a comment asking if I still do nanny work, and I do. So I'm still doing night nanny work. And I didn't even put it on my vision board. I've just been saying it out loud and in my head, like I want to winter in LA. I want to get a nanny job in LA because they pay so well. I mean, it's LA. And then the fact that I will be able to like pocket all of that money since I'm not spending it on like high ass LA rent. I'm like, I'm about to be rich. So I just really wanted to secure an LA nanny job, and I did. And it's not ideal, as in it's not full-time, and it's not like the exact rate that I want, but it's still like more money than I have made in my career, from an hourly standpoint. So even working part-time, like I'm still coming out like with a decent check every week. And plus, I mean, I'm gonna see if I can't fill in the rest of the week with another family and then just work, you know, the whole week. But also it's okay that it's part-time because that gives me time to like explore the city. So like I plan on like, you know, spending some time at the beach a couple days, or going out into the mountains some days, or just doing kind of touristy things, or just hanging out with, you know, my new friends. So it's okay that it's part-time because then that actually does give me some time to still be able to like explore LA while I'm here and not just be working. So yeah, got the job. So far the family seems really nice. Like, I think it's gonna work out. What else? So my travels. When I was in Phoenix, I knew that I was gonna go to Quartzsite, Arizona. That's where like all the van life people dwell in the winter. Like they winter at Quartzsite because the weather is nice, and it's a town that's like pretty much like made for nomads. And so my plan was to hang out there and like meet other van life people like Alyssa Vanilla, and she's actually there right now. Winter is Blue is there right now. My very first like van life person that I met on the road was a older white woman named Jan, and me and her promised that we would see each other. Like we saw each other, I was still in Missouri, and I told her about Quartzsite, and she's like, all right, like come winter, like I'll see you again, I'm gonna meet you in Quartzsite. So I don't know, I think the last time I checked she was like on the other side of the country in Arkansas, but I'm sure she's gonna make her way there at some point. So I say all that to say, like I wanted to spend some time in Quartzsite, but obviously I had to get to LA. But I did drive through Quartzsite so that I could get an idea of like what it's like for when I like return at some point. So yeah, it was cool. I'll show you my footage. All I did, I literally just drove through town. The weather was yucky. It was like gloomy and cold and rainy, but yeah, I just pulled over there because I think from Phoenix, Quartzsite is like 2.5 hours, 2 hours. And so I just pulled over, I warmed up my tacos, I had, you know, some lunch there, and then hit the road again. And then I went to Joshua Tree, which is, woo, again, someplace that was definitely on the van life bucket list. And I wanted to spend like a week there, but I had to just drive through. And then I was upset because I didn't do well on my timing, so I ended up driving through Joshua Tree in the dead of night. So it's pitch black, it's dark, I didn't see anything. So I'm a bit disappointed because I like literally drove from like the bottom of the park up to the top of the park, because my campsite that I had booked was at like the top part of the park. So like I drove through all of Joshua Tree in the dark, so I didn't get to see anything. But when I woke up the next morning, my campsite was like, ooh, which is kind of fun. It's the second time I've made that mistake, but it kind of is cool. Like I'll go somewhere like a national park and I get there at nighttime, so I don't know what the fuck is around me, which is kind of uneasy. But then when you wake up in the morning, it's like a kid on Christmas. You're like, open the curtains, like, where am I? What am I looking at? And it's usually just a great view. It's gorgeous. So basically when I was at Joshua Tree, I just again tried to like get stuff situated, tidy up the van. I had a buttload of dishes that needed to be washed, so I like did dishes there. I was at a part of the park. Let me let this helicopter pass. I think the pineapple is my favorite. The pineapple hit. I do like the pineapple with everything. Everything else though, maybe not so much. I thought I was gonna finish this whole thing. This is a small, by the way. I thought I was gonna finish the whole thing, but I probably will save some for tomorrow. I'm gonna have a salad for dinner. But what was I saying for that helicopter? Like Joshua Tree, they're like just surrounded by these massive boulders, and then again I just get the like inclination to like climb them, where I'm like, I've got to climb these rocks. So sure enough, I scampered up a few of the rocks, and it's crazy because like I set the camera up to get some footage, and I'm like, I'm gonna, you know, climb to this middle part on the rock, and then as I get out there, I'm climbing, I got scared. So I was only like a quarter up there. I thought I had went further, but when I was looking at the footage, I didn't get very far at all, and I started to get a bit scared. But I also wasn't like prepared to be scaling boulders. I had on gauchos and Crocs, so that wasn't the smartest thing for me, and I was too lazy to like change out. And I guess I wasn't taking it that serious either, because I was gonna head out because I needed to be in LA later that day to start working. So I got to LA and like literally started working like that same night. So that's what I've been up to. And now you guys are all caught up, so I'm gonna finish eating a little bit more of this, and then I gotta drive around town. I got some packages at an Amazon locker that I forgot to pick up this morning, and today's my last day to pick them up. So I'm gonna go do that and then find a place to park for the night. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys soon. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Bye.